Hi guys. Like I said, I today Manafort went to jail and I'm of course addicted, so I need to know. There's always a question, right? So the question about this is what does it mean for Trump and the Mueller investigation? I mean basically for Trump that Manafort was arrested, that Manafort is in jail. What does this mean for us? What does this signify? Okay? And I was thinking of doing a reading on Eric Trump, but as you know, a lot of times I feel like there's so many breaking news and things shift so quickly that sometimes it's good to do readings like this, okay, that are based on the news. And since today is such a big day because of that, that I think it would be interesting to look at this. And I don't know if you guys seen Linda G's latest video. She was talking about September. Like she feels like September is when things are going to move, and I'm like, oh my God, it seems so far away. So it's a little bit, it's a little bit scary because you want conclusion, you want things to really happen, and it's like we just want this nightmare to be over. And of course, as everybody knows, it's not just about Trump. There's just so much there that there has to happen. So I just want to know at what stage we are in and what happens after. Okay, let's see. What does this mean for the investigation that Manafort was arrested and is in jail, right? To the whole thing, and what happens next to the people who are under an investigation. Okay, so what do we see next now that Manafort is in jail? Okay, so what happens next to the investigation, meaning who else is going to come down, or what else is happening to the public, to the Mueller investigation publicly, right? That we are going to find out. So what happens next, and what does this mean? What does this mean for the entire investigation that Manafort was arrested? Okay. All right. So lower this. I'm gonna get started. Okay. So what does it mean that Paul Manafort was arrested? And what happens next? I don't necessarily mean just to Manafort, but to the Russia investigation in general. What does this mean that Paul Manafort was arrested? What does this mean to the progress of the Mueller investigation? Okay, so let's see. So guys, I am going to do this like this. Okay. I'm going to do this first column is going to be, well, you know what, I'm going to do 9. Should I do 9? Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just do the 9 position because it's like one of those things, guys. We need information, okay? I think it's going to be, I'm just going to get the cards and then we'll talk about it, okay? It's interesting because I think here, I want to say that this is now, okay? This is next, and this is, it's like a sequence, right? So this is now position of weakness, creating harsh conditions for people involved, and figuring out not just the money, but I think this is also related to financial transfers. So this is that, and then money. People are angry, and women stuff, and discoveries that are going to shock people. Okay, this combination, especially the high priestess upside down. There's like going to be something new, like a bit of a change. Again, more people are probably going to go to jail, and there's going to be darker secrets that are going to be uncovered. But this is just a tarot. Let's see more. So what happens? What does this mean that now that Paul Manafort was arrested? What comes next, and what does this mean for the Mueller investigation? Under the clouds, interesting. Reputation. I'm just gonna pull the cards, guys, and then we'll. Okay, so. Okay. So this would be now an ending of the reputation because of love, or ending of the professional reputation because of sex, or because, or through ending of things that, yeah, this is a through, guys, though. This is ending of reputations through something either that's close to them through values or sex or love. And this is here for something shady, hidden, related to foreign countries. People are talking about it. So there's going to be the recordings related to the foreign connection. They're going to come out, or people are going to be maybe talking to Mueller about it. And then after this, exposure of attacks, aggressive exposures of snakes or women. This could be women, guys, because you have here the high priest upside down and the snake. We'll see, okay? So okay, so let's see next. Okay, let's see next. We have, so what happens now that Paul Manafort is in jail? What does this mean to the Mueller investigation, and what happens next? Interesting, yeah. Short illness, one way. You know what, did I? I'm like, guys, you know, honest, I don't remember. I'm like so distracted. The cards are so familiar. I'm like, I need to shuffle this again. Because I'm like, have I shuffle? Okay, so let's look now. Let's see. So what happens? What does this mean to the Mueller investigation that Paul Manafort was arrested? What happens next? What does this mean to the Mueller investigation that Paul Manafort was arrested? What happens next? Okay, so there's some money issues here. Okay, I think essentially it's money connected to little child's deal. Okay, so I think this could be the Trump investigation, the Trump Foundation. Worry about the news that are going to come about women. I think this is Russian and Russian women, and I think this could be actually Putin, guys. Okay, and then that there's going to be, they're going to make the position of probably Trump harder, because here we have, look, the two lines here. And I think I'm increasingly seeing the high honors person as often Putin. Okay, so that's right. So I feel like the next, let's see what here, the thoughts. Yeah, the main person, someone else. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, something illegal. There's going to come news about, this could be news about Russia, news about women. I think news about women, and Mueller nailing the connection here, okay? The connection with Putin later. Okay, so that's that. And then we have what happens. So tell us about the connection here. What happens now that Manafort has been arrested? What does this mean to the Mueller investigation? What happens next? Partner, okay. Interesting, okay. Sick. Messenger. Friend. Past. Many people. Yes, oh my god, again and again, that stuff with women. Exposure of who he is. Okay, look. Oh my god, look, the last card, Bambino upside down. So, okay. One more here. Okay. Oh my god, look, another card. I pull another card, and it's like to put next to the one that, again, the love stuff. Whoa. See another one about here. Look, the Mika. Yeah. Here. So this is joy. This would be shady conversations and ending. Okay. Anyway, guys, so this is kind of interesting because this is alegria agora would be joy, but it's a group of people. This sometimes indicates his children, but I think it generally, if anything, means multiple of people. Sick. And I've said before, not these days I see sick as kind of actually something sick. And again, guys, over and over again, the issues with women and sex. So I think this is coming next, guys. Honestly, I believe that. Now, the weird thing is this Donna Maritate is at the center. Now, this is a card of partnership and partner. So a message from a partner who is a friend. This could mean actually, guys, if we look at this literally, like we could, this, if we, if this goes to us, this would mean our allies are helping us send us these messages about this this dark stuff about women, okay? And okay, and then here we have the exposure, right? This is superior upside down, it's vanity. And who he really is, I've seen this before too, who he really is and has been in the past. And this is how he is, he has issues here. Now, I'm intrigued by how this card appears here, the La Mica, because it's a friend. Okay, so either there's somebody who's talking, who is involved in this and talks, or let's see one. Okay, just one more here. Okay, so let's see here. One more here. Yeah, so lack of loyalty. So there's a message. Somebody flips on him, and this is a quid pro quo money, and exposes him as being a friend of the enemy. Okay, so that's that. Now let me just quickly, as you know, as I always do, just kind of put this in order. Okay, so because oh my god, guys, so the lights went off, so I stopped the video and I'm just restarting now. So just again, starting at position 1, weakness and ending, position of weakness and ending, discovery of money related to his family. This makes sense. And then we have creating difficult conditions for someone, ruining their professional reputations because it's a connection, right? A business relationship or connection was exposed, and it's a sick connection. It's a wrong, something shady. And then we have here some money issues or financial transfers related to payment to sex or love or something. And here's Trump. And here's some issues with women. Again, confirmation. We have a love card here. So, and this is now, okay, that's position 4. We have money from abroad. He's worried about it. There's a person here. And it's like points to something illegal. And there's a message from someone who is no longer loyal. So I think this means that someone has flipped, or we'll find out about this. Okay, somehow center is anger. Something behind the scenes brings sad news to the partner, because maybe by exposing his business partners and the shady money that went along with it. Guys, and I'm getting, as I'm putting these cards out, I'm getting there's more people. There's going to be news of more people, and I'm getting maybe Tom Barrack, guys, somehow. This is the image I'm getting in my mind here. There's going to be news of more people collaborating with Mueller, and I think this person is going to talk about it more, okay? Again, shady discover, like something is exposed that causes shock in people, conversation or recordings related to women or Russia. Here, a friendly person exposes him as an enemy. And by this, like I've said before, I believe it's possible that it could be an ally. Okay, another country could give us this information. And after this is a new energy, something new, exposure of more stuff and more legal problems. And Trump is exposed for who he is. And then causing others to go to jail, fighting, disagreements. Mueller goes after his past. So I think there's going to be a moment where I think Trump may explode, okay, because Mueller finds even more stuff. Exposure, again, dark secrets probably related to women, because we have the snake, and also could be the spy stuff, and people in high power, and the problem with Trump here. So I think some dark secrets. This was a card that, for example, came out with Roy Moore. Okay, so some issues, some problems here that have to do with Trump, maybe Putin. Okay, so again, what this points out, guys, 2 things. It's like, what is really troubling here, it looks from the cards, is that there's going to be more exposures of stuff related to women. That's the first thing. The second thing is the quid pro quo money that people that are probably close to him now are going to be talking about. Like there's going to be exposure of more people who are going to be collaborating with Mueller, who are going to show Mueller where some of this money is. And then next comes the exposure of like the long-standing ties between Trump and I think Russia financially. Okay, so this is going to be, and I'm getting a sense, guys, I haven't closed my eyes, but I think I am really getting a sense of like that the trial, okay, of Trump is going to happen in the public eye, in the sense that there's going to be exposure of most of these things publicly before any indictments come and all those things. And that's the drama here. Okay, so let's find out. So okay, so what does this mean that Manafort went to jail? What does this signal? And it's interesting, guys. It's the image that I guess so funny. It's like, I don't know if you have to get on a boat, or like, what is this? It's like it's planks of wood that are like attaching to the it's like your ground is like this, and now it's like this. Like as if the people that thought they could get away, the ground fell from below their feet. So there's understanding that Trump, it's showing like Trump promising people things, but these people that are also involved in this are realizing that they're not going to be able to get away. It's real. The shit is real. You can actually go to jail. Because the Alex van der Vaan person is not, he was just because he lied to the FBI and so forth. And I think he's obviously worked for the Ukrainian and so forth, but he's not a major person. He's not American, you know what I mean? But I think somebody like Manafort, who's very well known, the fact that Mueller put him in jail is a big deal for people who thought, smaller people who are also guilty but think they have, they can like get away from this. So kind of like it's almost like it's showing that Trump talks as if he had a lot of power, but the people are noticing that the ground has fallen beneath their feet. Okay, so what does this signal? Oh, I feel it's showing here. Definitely next week, there's going to be a lot more people knocking on Mueller's doors. Because some people kind of have a sense that they're under investigation or that they may have information that's useful to Mueller. So more people are going to reach out because they understand this is real. Okay? So there's a sense of change in their camp internally, right? We don't know about this yet, but this is what I sense, that it's serious, very serious for them, and they get it. They understand where this is going, and that trusting Trump doesn't mean anything because he's a talker. And obviously he only cares about himself. So anybody who has bought into the idea that he's going to pardon them has to think about it twice. Okay, so that's what I understand. So what is this thing about the women? What is this, like, the whole thing with, like, that, the thing that I keep hearing about? What is it? Guys, I got a very strange image that I wasn't expecting. It's showing him, okay, I'm just gonna say it, okay? It's showing him like possessed, like he's abusing a woman, he's hitting a woman or something. And and I feel like it's the video, maybe the videos, okay, that, like, what is this image? It's like a man possessed by rage, like, I don't know if it's a whip or something, like he's really like a person, like he's possessed with his anger, primal anger, and he's hitting like someone. And I think it's like we're seeing, how do we see this? What is this? There is a greater indication of his behavior, how he has treated women and so forth. I feel like, guys, and I got a sense also of what is that, the motion of the water moving? I forgot what you call it. Like this, okay, that's going to bring him down is the women again, because it's like showing the stuff of those Stormy, and it's almost like that is his weak point. It's showing, but for him, like, he thinks he's very powerful. I mean, he's a great con artist, right? But I think what this shows is that there's something so damaging about this, guys, something so deeply, it's like he can't untangle himself from the stuff about women, and it's showing like there's dozens of women who have. It seems like he has this as a means to compensate. I don't know what it is, guys. It's showing he's an abuser, and I know people are gonna be like, oh, what about Milan? No, it's not this. It's like this whole, maybe it's a sex deviance thing. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like random women, and like it's not anybody that he's close. It's almost like a compulsion, that he needs to have more women, or like do this. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like there's definitely recordings, and I think eventually this, because I see the women crying, and even, I don't know, there's like more stuff that's going to come out about this. That's going to be the more, and I feel like the women, and I see, guys, this is the image I'm being shown now, is like the conservative women seeing this, and they're like, whoa, stop right there. Because it's almost like, guys, it's showing me the image of the devil. The devil can take all kinds of faces, right? Like, oh, look, I'm this, like, and he shows who he is, and these people are like, oh no, but he's this. Like, eventually, so the mask, it will keep on peeling the mask, and these people believe him until they're like, no, that's it. This can't be, this is not normal. Like, it's at some point, I think, not everyone, there's still crazy people. People that have had, a level of decency, they're going to be like, no, this is like, no, too much. I can't do this. This is like, what the hell is going on, kind of thing. Okay, so that's what I think. I think eventually the whole thing with Stormy keeps going. The whole thing with Michael Avenatti, and there's more women. These lawsuits keep going, and finally it starts to untangle the mask of Trump. You know what I mean? Because I mean, we know that, like, the normal people. I mean, we know he's a horrible person, no matter how you slice it, right? But I think there's going to be more that's going to be undeniable. Okay, with the pattern of behavior, he can't get away from this, and it's showing the numbers are large, and there are so many more women, okay, who know about this or have been paid in different countries and all these things. So this is gonna, I think it's gonna come out, guys. That it's funny because I feel like I have seen it. This rage that he has. It's like a person who commits murder or something. I'm not saying that he committed murder at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like, um, because see I watch the crime shows, but it's like these people who are like possessed, and then they're like, people who survive the crimes, kind of like that, like a person who has another side that we have never seen. I mean, we know, right, that there's like, but I guess some people still don't see it, and I think it's going to show more and more. He's not. I guess what I'm saying is that the truth about him is going to be revealed. Okay, he's built this facade, or like he's a good con artist or whatever, but eventually even the people that bought into it are going to be forced to look at it for what it is. Because I do think that the mask is going. It's not that the mask is going to drop, but it's like there's going to come to a point where it's undeniable, the whole thing. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. Okay, that like first we have all these revelations about women, and then more. Okay, let's see more people. What about the people that are going to talk? Tell me more about the people that are going to talk. So yeah, there's I think Tom Barrack, someone else. There's more people, 2 or 3 more people that is going to come in the news that they're going to talk to Mueller. They're collaborating. People related to real estate stuff. Accountant, someone else, bank transfer, another bank, some bank, foreign bank is going to talk more. There's going to be more information about these financial transfers. And then what about the stuff in the so fighting? What is that? This stuff, aggression. Oh, it's going to be stuff is showing, guys. The thing it's going to say both about women, but also like the intimidation, extortion techniques. The stuff he has done. So it's gonna come out. Yeah, I think there's gonna be an attempt of a showdown or something. Not now, maybe towards the end of but I think what Mueller wants, and I don't know, or maybe it's happening. I don't know if he's I don't know that he's orchestrating this at all, but I sense this feeling that, well, I guess he wants silence. But what I see happening is the unveiling of his crimes in public. Okay, before there's any trial, before any of this happens, and that's how it's his downfall. He goes crazy because all the stuff that he's wanted to hide, that in a way gives him power because that's his pure evil, right? Is going to be exposed as he's president pretty soon. So he's going to go ballistic, and that's that. Okay, which in the end also brings me a question. Why can't people are watching this? I guess I saw before that some of these Republicans are being blackmailed as well, also blackmailed not just by the Russians but also the donors. So at which point, this is okay, maybe I'm gonna try to close my eyes here. At which point does somebody do something? Okay, how is he stopped? Is Trump stopped? Is it stopped at all, or how does this end? I just want to know because it's too much. Yeah, it's showing here, guys. I think it's even probably Fox or some on the news. It's showing like here he is. He's shown as a complete idiot and complete incompetent. And there's no even like the attempt to hide this anymore. But why doesn't anybody? It seems like nobody does anything. Why? Well, no, they are doing things. They're doing a lot of things. They're creating. They have like at least 300 indictments. There's just so many threads. It really was a coup, and there's all these people who have been bought by Russians for several years now. And it's Mueller and several very long-term career people in this, it's saying even General Mathis, they feel like they have to be very careful when they roll this out because it could be, one of those, could be there's several very high-level national security concerns if, once this is exposed. So I feel like the Republicans have their hands, they're like this, have their hands tied on multiple levels. A, because they've done shady things, and then B, because they can't do anything because they're under blackmail as well. But so I had to do it yet again, because the lights were going down. It's crazy, you know, they're going down. It's almost like kind of crazy. Anyway, so just saying, guys, that I'm trying to think here. Why is this like, why, you know, what I think is most frustrating, and you probably feel the same way that I do, is that you watch this and it's like, get this guy out of there. He's destroying the country. Like, what, you know, it's so strange. And it's like, it was a perfect storm. The Republicans have their hands tied and they're desperate because their game is, you know, their gig is up. So I think, guys, it's like, is that Mueller, you know, it's explaining Mueller. Of course, he first was investigating things, but once he, you know, the more he discovers, the bigger it is, and the less he can do publicly because he needs to indict most of them at once. So how does Trump leave? There's going to come a point, guys, where there's going to be so many indictments, and several, I think the people in his family, Don Jr. and Kushner, are going to be indicted. And I think, yeah, I just think that it's going to be impossible for him to govern. Okay, so I think he's going to be, I think he's going to leave. I think, let's see, I don't know, guys. I don't want to, I'm not seeing necessarily, I think he goes crazy, and it's like, he tried everything because it always worked for him to like try to change the subject or whatever, but like it gets to the point where there's a real legal consequences, and when he sees all these legal consequences, then I think what makes him happens. Yeah, I think people abandon him, guys. I think it's like they tell him, you know, you can't. I think more people are going to leave, and it's going to be like almost impossible for him to continue. Okay, and I think, but unfortunately, I don't see it happening in any way that's like. I think Mueller, like I said, he's going to keep going with his indictments until it gets, like, I think the Republicans, his family members, and like until I think even Fox turns on him, and he just has no supporters anymore, and there's going to be even more anger, okay, in the country, and I think that's how it is. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna go. I have to go, but I'm gonna stop here. This was kind of like this went off on so many. I feel like so many tangents, but I'm gonna stop. Okay.